right now on AZ Family.
Arriba las serpientes!
Game 1 of the World Series. Can you believe it? The Arizona Diamondbacks playing in the Fall Classic for just the second time in franchise history.
We're starting the year as National League champions.
After their improbable run to the World Series, the Arizona Diamondbacks want to take things a step further.
We hope to do more of the same this year.
It's a young team, it's an old team, it's an experienced team, it's a hungry team. I think we check a lot of different boxes.
We'll hear from the new voice of the Diamondbacks.
Honestly, deep down, even though the hair's going back and the waist is getting a little bit bigger, I'm still the happy, joyful kid that I was.
And a coach making history on a path to the big leagues.
It's coming. It's not stopping. There's a lot of women in this game who know a lot of stuff, and they're making a lot of dudes better.
So stick with us as we look ahead to the 2024 Diamondbacks season.
Last year, I think we were hopeful of playing October baseball. This year, I think we expect to play October baseball.
All right, play ball. Welcome to this AZ Family Sports Special, looking ahead to the Diamondbacks 2024 season as the defending National League champs. I'm Mark McClune, Nick King, Julia Lopez along for the ride. For the first time in a while, guys, there are expectations for the Diamondbacks as we enter a new season.
It's such an exciting time, and I know that the pressure's on, but this group of guys, I think, enjoys that, and I cannot wait for the NL West. That division is stacked.
There's a new standard now. You just heard Ken Kendrick. We expect to play October baseball. And with so many of the same guys back and some key offseason additions, you expect that party, let's bleep and party, to keep rolling.
Yeah, sign me up for a couple more of those. The Diamondbacks went to the World Series. What a run it was. Expectations a year ago, very different for a young team with a mostly unproven roster headlined by a soft-spoken rookie. The results, one of the most unexpected playoff runs that we've ever seen.
Raise your hand if you saw this coming. The Diamondbacks start the 2024 season as the defending National League champions. After squeaking into the playoffs, their first stop was Milwaukee for the division series, and the D-backs brought their bats
That's drilled to center.
and their brooms.
Swing and a miss.
And once again, it was time to party.
Let's party all day.
Next stop, Hollywood. The Dodgers had won 100 games and finished 16 games ahead of the Diamondbacks in the National League West. But ace Clayton Kershaw was sent to an early shower in Game 1, and Game 2 was the same story as the Diamondbacks headed home with a chance to close out the series. And then history happened. In the third inning of Game 3, Geraldo Perdomo homered, followed one batter later by Ketel Marte to make it 2-0. With 2 outs, it was Christian Walker's turn. And next up was Gabby Moreno. After missing a home run foul to right field, Moreno sent a moonshot into the seats.
To the moon. There's your 4th home run.
Arizona became the first team in Major League Baseball postseason history to hit 4 home runs in the same inning, knocking the Dodgers out of the playoffs.
Gurriela's there. The Arizona Diamondbacks sweep the Dodgers.
Then to Philadelphia for the National League Championship Series. And the Phillies went up 2-0 and looked poised to punch their ticket to the World Series. But in Game 3, the Diamondbacks struck back.
Fields at 0-1. That's into center field. It's down.
Ketel Marte with a walk-off winner. And the Diamondbacks would even up the series as Alek Thomas hit one into the pool.
Thomas in the air to right field. That's back. Castellanos on the run. And we are tied.
But Game 5 went to the Phillies, and the Diamondbacks went back east, 1 loss from elimination. Paging Merrill Kelly, the former Sun Devil went right through the heart of the Phillies' order, setting up a winner-take-all Game 7. And rookie Brandon Pfaadt pitching the game of his life, with fellow rookie Corbin Carroll going 3 for 4 and fittingly making the final out. For the first time in 22 years, the Diamondbacks were going to the World Series.
The Diamondbacks have won the National League pennant.
And it was off to Texas for the Fall Classic. The Diamondbacks took a 2-run lead into the 9th inning in Game 1. But Corey Seager turned the tide, homering to tie the game. And Lourdes Garcia hitting the walk-off go-homer to give the Rangers a 1-0 series lead. Once again, Merrill Kelly would respond for the Diamondbacks, holding the Rangers to 3 hits over 7 innings in Game 2, with the Diamondback offense hammering out 9 runs. The D-backs came home with the World Series tied at 1, and that's where the magic ran out. 3 straight losses at home to the Rangers, who celebrated their first World Championship on Chase Field, and a bittersweet end to a magical playoff run. Raise your hand if you're ready for another run like this in 2024.
Yeah, raising our hands right here in the Arizona's Family Studios. Mark McClune and Nick King. Corbin Carroll, was a pillar for the Diamondbacks, not just in the playoffs, but all season as the captain of creating chaos. His style of play exemplifying why the Valley really fell in love with this team again.
And me too. I haven't been this excited for baseball since the 90s. But the 8-year, $111 million contract Arizona signed for him at this time last year, gosh, it looks like a steal at this point, doesn't it? After Corb started in the All-Star game, became the first rookie in MLB history with 20-plus home runs and 50-plus stolen bases, and he was the obvious NL Rookie of the Year. Very quickly, he has become a bona fide superstar.
The sky's the limit for him. He is unbelievably talented and very dedicated, and I know that it's going to be a very successful year for him again.
All the other teams around baseball have more notes on you, like how to approach that any differently.
Yeah, I've got more notes on them too, so it's an even playing field. Just looking forward to going out there, like I said, trying to learn and grow every day and just keep becoming, trying to be a better baseball player every day.
Can you think back to a year ago than what the crowd was like looking for an autograph for you compared to now, how different it is?
Yeah, it's great to see support from our fans. They were along with us for that whole ride last year, and so we hope to do more of the same this year.
Judging by what I saw at spring training workouts and games, I think Corbin's the Valley's second favorite athlete already, behind only Devin Booker.
No, certainly just the crowd's going 3 deep behind the fence right there. But if you think about the deal you were talking about, they got signing him for 8 years, $111 million last year, and what like a Bobby Witt Jr. got, which is approaching $300 million. They have him for 8 years. That looks like something that's going to set this team up for a long time, having him at that price.
And maybe that's one of the reasons that the Valley's going to love him. They know he's going to be around here for a long time. You're going to watch him, and all the vibes off of him are that he's a guy you believe is only going to get better. And Corbin's not the only household name now nationally after that playoff run on this roster. Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly, can we call them co-aces, Mark? They aren't Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling, but they aren't terribly far from it either. Gallen finished third in NL Cy Young voting last year, while Kelly actually had the lower ERA and was that guy in the playoffs. The only potential concern, including the postseason, Zach threw 243 and 2/3 innings, almost 60 more than his previous career high. Merrill also reached a career high and is 35 years old. So in addition to slow playing their Cactus League ramp up, the skipper had a conversation with his guys about being smart with their innings this season, and the Milkman's promised to not push back.
As I explained to both he and Merrill, if I clip you early in a 10-1 game and you've thrown 6 innings and you have 20 pitches left, let's understand the reason why. I'm not saying it's going to be given to us, or we're going to play in October, but that's our expectation, and I got to be mindful of that. And I love how they never want to come out of games. Zach and I, he's got a great method with me, and I've come to understand both of those players very well.
Do you believe him that he's not going to push back as much?
No, I don't. He walks off the mound and he'll hand me the ball, and when he doesn't want to come out of the game, he says the same thing to me every time. Every single time. That's BS. Pretty much every time. We laugh about it. So he doesn't say BS. He says the full word.
I love when he has to take them out of games and seeing the reactions, because they are both so competitive and they are so good.
And you just don't know how long this window is going to be. Gallen's contract is kind of looming. Kelly's getting up there in years. What were they calling him, Grandpa in the dugout the other day? You picked that up.
He's the oldest player on the roster.
Right. So you just have to enjoy this, and we don't get many years like this where a team comes into a season with championship expectations. Once again, trying to win that National League pennant. Diamondbacks also making some moves this offseason, trading for third baseman Eugenio Suarez from the Seattle Mariners, signing starting pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez to a 4-year, $80 million deal, adding Jock Peterson on a 1-year, $12.5 million deal, and re-signing Lourdes Gurriel to a 3-year, $42 million contract. Another key player returning this year is Christian Walker. Julia, you got a chance to sit down with the first baseman recently.
Yeah, I sure did. Our conversation covered a lot of ground, from that World Series run to becoming a leader in the clubhouse.
It's a funny thing, this game. You never really feel like you got it figured out. You're constantly learning the next thing and trying to unlock the next thing.
Still ahead, we go inside the mindset of Christian Walker. I spent some time with the D-backs Gold Glover to chat about how life has changed for him since playing in his first World Series while showing off his artistic side.
Plus,
Welcome inside the radio booth. My name is Chris Garagiola.
a new era of D-backs radio arrives with a new team voice.
I had so much fun being terrible at broadcasting that it made me want to try and get better.
Catching up with Chris Garagiola as he takes over for a broadcasting legend.
Rattle On is sponsored by Gila River Resorts and Casinos.
We're all excited to see what they can do, and if we can get back into the World Series.
I'm very hopeful, and I think the whole valley is hopeful.
I think that they're going to win the World Series.
Gotta love hearing that. Optimism is unlimited at the start of a new season, and the D-backs certainly giving fans a reason to be optimistic heading into 2024. The Diamondbacks have a good mix of guys who are just starting to establish themselves in the league, and others that have a lot of big league games under their belt. D-backs first baseman Christian Walker is a player with experience and wisdom. I sat down with the two-time Gold Glover and the leader of the clubhouse to reminisce and also look ahead to an exciting new season. What a fun and wild and crazy ride that was last season, going all the way to the World Series. Coming up just a little bit short, but how would you describe that entire journey for you guys?
Thomas in the air to right field. That's back.
It happened so fast. Not having home field advantage, we were on the road for a lot of it. You're winning games, you're hopping on a flight and flying to the next city, and the media is crazy, and it's the biggest stage, and the crowds are insane, and all the stadiums are insane. It was just so much fun. Public walking around town, like people are just like thanking me. People want to pay for your tab, they want to buy you a drink, they want to just talk about the experience because it meant so much to them, it meant so much to the city. You can feel how authentic it is with the excitement.
Now you guys got a taste of it. Now the fans got a taste of it. What is it going to take for you guys to just finish the job?
Knowing what to expect going through it again would I think be a huge advantage. Preaching a message of let's not change anything. Let's just be ourselves, let's keep playing, let's have fun, right? Like you play 162 games to get to the postseason and then tighten up and make everything too serious. Like you play all year to get there, let's enjoy it, let's have fun.
When you did, get that chance in 2018 when Paul Goldschmidt got traded away and this was your time to come in, just how were you prepared? Like how did you stay prepared to take that position?
Just go play your game, go play your style of game. It's especially trying to fill shoes like Paul's. It's impossible. You're not going to be the man after the man.
Walker swings and hits it to right center field. That ball is going to be up and over, a ground pool double.
It's a funny thing, this game. You never really feel like you got it figured out. You're constantly learning the next thing and trying to unlock the next thing.
Christian Walker has tied up the ball game.
I want to feel really confident in myself. I want to feel really prepared for the game. A big part of that for me is getting reps. I take a lot of reps. I take a lot of ground balls every day. I take a lot of swings in the cage. Just generally, it takes me a lot of reps to feel prepared. And everybody's different. But that was something that I had to learn about myself. The easiest thing is just to relate it to hitting. It's so much fun to hit. You go into the cages and spend 3 hours hitting without thinking about it. And I wanted to be able to look at defense the same way and find a way to get excited about it and learn about it and find little tricks of the trade.
What's the meaning behind the tattoos?
Some have some meaning, some are more just about the artwork. It's like, it's your first tattoo, everybody's like, I don't know what to get. It's this big thing, and it should be. It's your first tattoo. Like, take it seriously and pick something that you're gonna love. But as I keep getting them, it's like if I think something is cool enough of a piece of artwork that you would consider getting tattooed on your body, that's enough of a reason, right? If it brings you enough happiness looking at it as a piece of art, chances are you'll like the way it looks on your body too. First tattoo, faith conquers fear. The definition of faith for me has changed over the years, right? Like sometimes it's more religion-based, sometimes it's more of having faith in myself and trusting myself, or sometimes trusting your teammates, trusting yourself to be a little bit vulnerable. The definition changes over the years, but still a cool thing. The sugar skull, this was for my dad. He passed away in 2016. So sugar skull to represent him and honor his death, and then the flowers there are they're his birth month flower. They're pot marigolds there. So I tip my hat to him there.
Or are you gonna do the other arm?
I would love to. Yeah, I'd love to be from here to my toes. But yeah, it's a commitment. It's hard to find good work. A lot of good artists are booked out a few months now, so you really got to plan for it. But yeah, I would love to get some serious work. So artists in the area, hit me up.
Yeah, I got to reach out to him. And Mike Hazen, the general manager for the D-backs, has a full sleeve, so maybe he can ask him.
I wonder if you could put like a World Series trophy. And you say there's some other tattoos along the sleeve that we didn't see right there?
Yeah, so we didn't have time to put it all in, but he has an awesome owl on his shoulder, peonies, the flower, that's his wife's favorite flower, on his tricep. So yeah, a lot going on there.
Yeah, cool to see him open up to you and talk to you like that and see that different side of him. And he's got a big year. It doesn't seem like he's feeling much pressure right now of potentially being a free agent in the offseason.
Yeah, he's been through it all. He's been through the journey, and I think he's just so confident in what he brings to the team. So
There's a saying, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Right now, there's a little bit of both for me. And so one last time, for Leo Gilmartin, for Chris Garagiola, for Tom Candiotti, I'm Greg Schulte. We say so long for now.
As the Diamondbacks start a new season, it'll be the first time in the team's history without Greg Schulte as the primary play-by-play radio broadcaster, signing off at the end of the 2023 season after calling all 26 seasons for the Diamondbacks. But as one door closes, another one opens. Chris Garagiola will take over the main duties this year, and as he gets ready to take over the mic, I had a chance to talk to him about the pressure of filling the seat vacated by a legend of broadcasting.
Now the pitch swung on. That's hit in the air to center. Trout hustling back. He's on the track. He's bat the wall and can't make the catch.
What does it mean for you to officially be the voice of the Arizona Diamondbacks?
It's honestly something that still hasn't quite sunk in. I mean, you work towards major life goals, and for me, as a minor league broadcaster, if I could just make it to the major leagues one day, that would have been such a dream. And to do it for my hometown team, frankly my favorite baseball team, it's such a blessing, and I'm so excited to be here every day.
And I told you last year, the last 4 games of the regular season, the Diamondbacks would be in the World Series. You would have told me what?
You should probably find another job because, right, journalism's about honesty and integrity, and no, I think everyone, including the players, those last 4 days looked at the situation and just thought, okay, we're in, let's see what happens. To watch this team do what they did and to be in a position where I can say, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, Game 1 of the World Series, I will cherish that until the last of my days.
What was your earliest memory coming to the ballpark with your grandfather, with your dad?
Yeah, so I mean, the earliest memory for me, I do remember day 1, right, inaugural game 98, all the cameras people had. And so the flickering lights around the stadium back before people had smartphones.
What do you think your grandfather would say?
Oh, man. He was really proud when I told him that I was getting into it, right, and in the minors, and he unfortunately passed right before my first season in 2017, but there's a lot of responsibility when you have that guy as a grandfather, you know. I know that if he were around today to see me, to know that I have made it to the big leagues, he'd probably be emotional too, because he was a guy who just wore those on his sleeve.
Trout swing and a miss on a fastball, and he blew it right past him.
Hey everyone, I'm Michael Raimondi here on the backfields at Salt River Fields talking about Ronnie Gajownik, one of the D-backs minor league coaches who is trailblazing for women in baseball. We're going to have an update on her journey coming up next.
Rattle On is sponsored by Gila River Resorts and Casinos.
Amarillo, they're really big baseball fans, so the stadiums are going to be absolutely packed. So it's going to be a really cool experience to be back there again.
Ronnie Gajownik is making moves as the D-backs' only coach who is a woman this season. She will be the new bench coach for the Diamondbacks' AA affiliate, the Amarillo Sod Poodles.
Yeah, Gajownik is one of several women working through the minors as coaches to hopefully one day make it to the bigs. Michael Raimondi has been following her journey and speaks with her about her move this year to Texas.
Well, here on the backfield is where so many young players are practicing every day, hoping to get better and eventually crack the major league roster. And Ronnie Gajownik is playing a big role in that. The hitters are taking batting practice while the pitchers get loose to throw. Come on, let's go. These Arizona Diamondbacks minor leaguers are working to try and make an impression.
It's cool to see them look back and be, wow, look how much better I got.
Ronnie Gajownik loves the game and coaching these young men.
Good, strong.
Her wife says Ronnie belongs in baseball, and a normal office job really isn't her.
This is the job that I want, and, I can't imagine myself in a different position.
Gajownik's love for the game began when she was a kid, going to Chicago Cubs games with her family.
It was just always in my life.
She played her way onto the women's national baseball team in 2015, winning gold at the Pan American Games. After her playing days were over, coaching kept calling to her. The D-backs brought Gajownik in a few years ago as a player development associate in charge of technology for a minor league team.
No matter what they offered me, I wanted to take it because of the conversations that I had had with the people interviewing me.
Gajownik has made big moves since then. Last year, she became the first woman to lead a team at the single-A level of the minors as the manager of the Hillsboro Hops. This season, she is moving up to AA to be the bench coach, or second in command.
I was super excited to get that phone call. In the beginning, I kind of thought that I might be going back to Hillsboro in regards to managing.
Learning from coaches who are former major league players, working alongside a manager with big league experience.
Everybody's wanting experience and everybody's wanting wisdom. The dudes who have been coaches for 20 plus years, they know a lot more than me, and that's okay.
She is one of several women who are coaching in baseball, a sport historically dominated by men. No woman yet has coached in the big leagues.
I wouldn't mind saying that I got to the show a little bit of a different way than players. I'm not a big timeline person. I think that life has a really funny way of, what you put out is what you're going to get back.
Gajownik says the opportunities she has had so far are because of all the women before her. She hopes one day she'll make it all the way and coach in a major league dugout.
Little girls are going to be seeing that, and they're going to be like, wow, I can do that too. It's not even just women seeing it, it's men seeing it.
While she admits it would be cool to be the first, she has no doubt a woman will be coaching on a big league club soon. It's just a matter of when.
It's coming, and it's not stopping. There's a lot of women in this game who know a lot of stuff, and they're making a lot of dudes better.
And that was former college pitcher Michael Raimondi reporting for Arizona's Family. Gajownik and the Sod Poodles begin their season April the 5th in Amarillo. And, of course, the Diamondbacks open on Thursday, March 28th against the Colorado Rockies. Then you got the New York Yankees coming in. You think about, we started the show with looking back and kind of the expectations last year. Let's talk about the expectations for this year. How do you see the Diamondbacks making a run at potentially another National League pennant?
I think they've gotten a taste of it, and I think they want more of it, and now they're going to be more hungry than ever, like Christian Walker said.
Julia, you mentioned it off the top. The NL West is a mother. It's a beast. Maybe you don't win the division. Guess what? It probably doesn't matter. Let the Dodgers win again. Diamondbacks won 84 games in the regular season last year and went on that run. I think they can win 90 to 92 games, get in again, and then you see what happens.
Yeah, and you saw how all those doors opened last year, and there was a magic to the postseason. So what is the strength of this team as we look at it? I can't believe I'm thinking maybe it's the bullpen, especially after looking at last July and seeing what the bullpen looked like then.
Yeah, so they have the experience. They have the entire starting outfield. They have majority of the starting infield back, and I think that that's going to be the biggest thing for them.
It's a pretty complete team. Bullpen's great. I love the starting pitching. When you talk about those two horses at the top, in Gallen and Kelly, and then Eduardo Rodriguez, and if Brandon Pfaadt makes the leap that he started to show in the postseason, if if you got pitchers, you got a chance.
All right, you still have your goggles to go in the clubhouse and the champagne celebration. All right, Nick King's ready. Julia Lopez is ready. We're all ready here at Arizona's Family, and we'll see you out at the ballpark. Thanks for joining us here on Arizona's Family for our Diamondbacks preseason special.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Family. Watch us live wherever you are. Our mobile and streaming news app. You can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, and Android TV. Subscribe on YouTube for live breaking news and video on demand.